Hey y'all, and welcome to BPR. My name is Brian, and Harriet Hageman has had just about enough of Eric Swalwell's nonsense.
Stop attacking Republicans simply because we're trying to protect women and girls. We are very sincere in our belief that it is critically important that women and girls are able to access and participate in athletics. We believe that it is incredibly important that 13-year-old girls are able to play volleyball and basketball without the risk of being injured by a man or a boy. We are entirely sincere in protecting our families of girls and women who do not believe that their girls and women should have to compete against boys and men. With that, I yield back.
Gentleman yields back.
Mr. Chairman, I just want to confirm that the amendment is accepted.
Yeah, I got to call the question, which I think we should adopt the amendment too. I think that's generally understood. All those in
Move to strike the last word.
oh, gentleman from California is recognized.
I guess it's a good thing that some folks on the other side are now interested in what happens in a locker room, and we're not going to look the other way. Okay, I'll accept that. But this is something that is not a thing. It's not a thing. We have things happening in our community that are a thing. Kids getting mowed down by assault rifles at their school, that's a thing. Young women in their community having IVF treatments banned, that's a thing. Women being forced into government-mandated pregnancies, that's a thing. And those are all things that we can address in this committee. But okay, I'll play out this exercise with y'all. How are you going to enforce this? I know I'm yielding to somebody over there. Tell me, how are you going to enforce this? This is an on-demand gender check that you want to be a part of now. So who's enforcing it? Is Mr. Jordan enforcing it? Mr. Gates enforcing it? Mr. Biggs? Who is enforcing this on-demand gender check? You didn't put that into the bill. Seems a little creepy that we don't know who's going to be determining genders here. Ms. Hageman, I'm deferring to you. You're the only one that wants to speak on this. It's interesting, you're the only one who wants to speak on this. No one else will even touch this because it's kind of creepy that you're setting up on-demand gender checks. Kind of obvious.
Order, are you calling me creepy?
I'm saying it's creepy that you're setting up an on-demand gender check and you won't tell us how you're going to enforce it.
May I respond to that? Will you engage in it colloquially?
Tell me how you're going to enforce it, yes.
Well, according to the U.S. boxing transgender policy, they're the ones that plan on doing the inspection. The athlete has declared that her gender identity is female and has completed gender reassignment surgery. So
how
not
do they inspect
protecting
it?
girls and women
How do they inspect it?
protects us. That, I guess you're going to have to ask the Boxing Association.
Shouldn't you know? This is your
they're
bill.
the ones that have adopted the policy.
I reclaim my time.
Folks, we need constant reminders that Eric Swalwell is a complete and total scumbag. He pulled out every dirty trick that Democrats have in their book. And it's not just the two basic ones, which is deny and deflect, which he does in spades. Those are the two best clubs that they have in their arsenal. But he did way more than that. He admitted that there is an issue. There is an issue that we are not properly protecting women's sports. And even Serena Williams had to remind sports goers and sports lovers that if she will play against men, to her own admission, she would be like the 500th ranked tennis player. She cannot compete because even with her unusual body, she's built like a truck. That's just an amazing testament to her athletic ability. But she admitted that she could not beat people that were ranked way lower in men's leagues. This is simple science. And Democrats, for some reason, claim that they're the party of science. But Swalwell did something very egregious in this video. He talked about locker rooms, which is a reference to Jim Jordan. He then gave a shout out at Matt Gaetz. And instead of talking about the actual issue that is being presented for them, that's what you're supposed to do in Congress, Eric. You're supposed to talk about the bills and the issues. And the moment an issue that is happening, he admits that it's happening, and then he says, well, it doesn't happen. It's not a thing. It is a thing. It is happening. And it's happening all across the country. Libs of TikTok, pretty much on the hour, show a new example of something like this happening. It happens across the country. It happens daily. It's very, very disturbing that we're allowing men to compete in women's sports. It's asinine to its core. And what Swalwell also does, he references gun violence instead of talking about protecting your Second Amendment rights. He then talks about the weird in vitro fertilization laws that are going on. Well, then you can write a law to counteract that. That's your job, buddy. Yeah, maybe you should do it instead of sleeping with the Chinese spy. And then he talks about forced pregnancies and forced abortion, forced births. Yes, because we don't believe in sacrificing our children to Baal and Moloch. What a scumbag. Eric Swalwell is a complete and total scumbag and is everything wrong with the Democrat Party. He denies it a problem that exists. He then deflects from the actual problem to talk about things that he has no right to talk about. And he takes pot shots at other members of the committee when he himself should never be allowed on U.S. government grounds anywhere again for literally sleeping with a Chinese spy and giving away American secrets. That is borderline treason right there. That's what treason looks like. It's Eric Swalwell. He's a scumbag, and never, ever forget it. Folks, my name is Brian. Hope you enjoyed this segment here on BPR. Catch you on the next one, and until then, y'all have a good one.